What's up, guys? Erroneous here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. I will be trying to take on Amius today. I have fought him quite a few times with this team specifically. Haven't taken him down yet. I did re-gear my Uko, or rather not re-gear, I changed his masteries. I put Brimstone on him because it seems Brimstone does the most damage. Now, this is a team that I've seen multiple content creators use, and I already have the entire team, so I figured I'd try it out. I also have, of course, Nishak, and you can also use Sun Wukong. I mean, there's so many other champs you could potentially utilize. You could also use Razzlevarg, who increases accuracy and increases speed. You can also use, who else is there? You can use Lydia, the Death Siren, to block the revive on the boss, just in case you kill him while he's in his alternate form with the Eclipse. You can use, what's his name, Dark Kale, Poison Exploder, and HP Burn Exploder with decreased attack as well. I just don't have mine built. You can also utilize Madame Ceres, who removes the buffs, the continuous heals. Same thing with Mighty Uko. I think Mighty Uko is a little bit better because he has a revive as compared to her. Plus, Mighty Uko has the decreased attack on the A1. So again, he's placing decreased attack more often than she is. But she is also an option to remove the buffs when he places the buffs, which is specifically continuous heal. But mainly you just want to focus on heal reduction on this boss. And basically, I know I can do it. It was just a matter of re-gearing a couple champs and then putting Brimstone, because Brimstone is actually what takes down the boss way, way faster. So you've probably already seen this team before. I'm going to attempt to make other teams in the future, but you can also use Farrak and the Fat, ally attack. I can't use mine because I have him in a reflex gear, and the boss is actually not susceptible to reflex. So he's actually going to gain more turn meters. He's going to take a turn, hit with his massive ability, and then kill one of your allies. Then he's going to go into the A3 and then start wiping everybody over and over and sleeping them and whatnot. So yeah, Farrak and the Fat won't work for me here. I use him in Fire Knight hard. Rian the Conjurer can also be utilized to remove the buffs, place weakens, also has a revive, also has block buffs, which is kind of cool, but typically the boss uses an ability to decrease the debuffs that he has on himself or convert the debuffs into buffs. And then you can also use Jareg. Ally protectors are extremely strong here. You could also potentially utilize, who else? Revivers. I guess you could utilize a reviver like this, where they revive with a strengthen buff, which is nice. The stun doesn't really help though, so I really wouldn't use that reviver. Kaden could potentially come in here and help with the decreased attack, 3-turn cooldown. Revive as well. Kaden could help. I'm not saying he's going to be great here. Another huge option is Cold Heart for most people because of the consistency with the heal reduction. So Cold Heart's probably going to be number one if you can get her in really tanky stats. So mine just aren't. You want to try to aim for like 50,000 HP if you can get it. And that means you'd have to reduce your crit damage most likely to like 180, 190. But again, you're just looking for the stats to be able to continuously place the heal reduction with Cold Heart. Another champion you can potentially utilize is this guy right here, Truath. I have him, but I don't have him rank 6. He's not leveled up. He doesn't have gear on him, but he has crazy heals, right? So if you can keep healing, that's actually pretty awesome. Counterattacks are cool because it'll heal this champion and then heals this champion by 10% of their max HP instead if they have 50% HP or less. And he'll keep on going into this ability right here, the Animus Fusion, which basically he heals an ally by 20% of this champ's max HP, then balances the HP of all allies. The HP levels of all allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest HP. And after balancing, places an ally protection buff on the initial target, so he can help protect one of your allies as well, and decreases the cooldown of this ability by 1 turn for every 10% of HP he loses. Now, I will say I actually don't like this guy. The reason being is because if he continuously decreases the cooldown of his Animus ability, it's actually going to go against you. So never mind. Don't do that, because this guy's ability right here, let's see. Whenever an enemy decreases a skill cooldown with an artifact, accessory, mastery, or a skill, and passive is a skill, it also decreases the cooldown of its Amius Archon's Ascendant skill. So you got to be really careful, because then he'll keep going into his alternate form, and then the RNG is going to go crazy. So be careful. You also do not want to take the mastery for Cycle of Magic. Don't use reflex gear. Don't use refresh gear. Okay, so you got to be very, very careful. Another champion you can utilize is Kalia. How many champions is that now? 8, 9, something like that. Kalia does have the HP burn. She also has heal reduction at 100% chance to land. And because he's void, she's always going to land it. You just need the accuracy, and you need to make her tanky. Of course, I can't do that. Mine's rank 5, level 50. Highly recommend you should be able to put, or you should have at least 3-star awakening on her, so she doesn't get smacked and killed so easily, because she is a little bit squishy. Another champion you can potentially use is, let's see, decrease attack champs. So he doesn't do it. But yeah, decrease attack champs are very, very important. Poison champions are important. And basically cleansers are important as well. Ally protection. Snick Track is a huge one as well. I don't have him, but Snick Track is very, very strong. So yeah, let's try this out though. Let's see if I can beat it. I have tried it many other times without trying to change my blessings, without trying to change masteries, and I just kept getting mollywopped. So I took off all the masteries on all my champions that have Cycle of Magic, which was basically all of my support champions, right? For like Arena and other areas of the game. And that kind of stinks, but it is what it is. I did have to use gems. I also had to wait a few days so I can get the gems. Had to wait to get silver to re-gear as well on a couple champions, like Venomage, for example. And I would recommend having over 240 speed with all of your champions if you can do it. The faster the better, because you'll be able to get around and cycle to your abilities that you need to use faster and faster, or at the right time when it's needed. So I did actually put together a quick, like, I guess it's not that quick, but a Microsoft doc here. It's understanding the most crucial details when facing Amius. And the base form of Amius, you want to start off with your A1 abilities. If the A3 is on cooldown, then you want to hold your heal reduction. And if the heal reduct before Amius goes, then he could convert that heal reduction into a continuous heal, and you don't want to do that. When Amius utilizes the A2 first, you want to wait until his A3 is used if he starts off with the A2 before placing buffs in that form. His alternate form is really hard to go against, because that's his damage form. So the A1 and A3 are his biggest abilities. The A1 just nukes down, ignores 100% of defense. So you want to have high HP on your champions. And whenever his A1 kills your champion, he then goes into the A3. He sleeps everybody. Then he starts manipulating your buffs and turn meter. And it's just like all of a sudden you just start sitting down. He starts sitting down all of your champions. Unless you have mythicals, right? If you have mythicals, then of course he won't sleep them, because the sleep is unresistible. So you want to make sure you're placing block buffs before he does the A3 on his base form. And when he does this ability, the A3 here, you just have to have one champion, which typically is going to be Mithrala, who can resist and not get nuked to the ground, so she can then cleanse when she wakes up. So the passive, he'll place an unremovable Eclipse buff on himself for 3 turns and make sure that Amius dies when this buff is gone, or that he's in his base form, or else he'll revive with 30% of his HP and 50% of his turn meter. So this could completely throw off your run if you aren't paying attention. After the A3 is used, put up heal reduction. So always put up the heal reduction. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing, because the red moon, which is his alternate form moon, sometimes he'll be in his base form even though the red moon is out. So that can confuse you. So this boss is all about confusion, okay? And a lot of RNG. So when his passive is at 1 turn, you want to put up ally protection as well, because if he goes into his alternate form and starts nuking you, you just won't survive. So you need ally protection, shields, attack down. Attack down is going to be probably the most consistent thing that you're going to bring to your team, unless you have really strong ally protectors. Another important thing that I wanted to note was his passive for the Robbed in Moonlight. Every time you heal, he heals by 25% of the heal that you do to your allies. So that's why the heal reduction is imperative. But if you have insane gear and insane champs, I have seen people go absolutely nuts. Like, for example, right here, best teams in the game. We've got global rankings. Here we go. 2 turns. This is absolutely insane. Double Fushan, right? I think that's what his name is. And then a Longbeard, Ghostborn, and Turvold. So they're decreasing defense, so it's unresistible defense down. Turvold smacks, or Longbeard comes in and starts smacking the boss, and then Turvold and then double Fushan go in and do massive damage. And the reason why is because they have 6-star awakenings, 6-star awakening, 5-star awakening, and 4-star awakening on their champions, and +4 and a +3. So that does make a huge, huge significant impact when you have high level of awakenings. So with only 2 stars of awakening on your champions, you take 5% less damage from Amius, okay? But with 3 to 6 stars, you actually take 10% less damage. So awakenings make a huge impact on your account, okay? Especially for this boss. Now I only have 1 star on this champion and no stars on Pythion. I have 2 stars on Mithrala and 2 stars on Uko. I switched Uko's Polymorph Blessing into the Brimstone so I can place the Smite as often as possible. And hopefully we can just RNG it with the Smite, to be honest. Because yes, the poisons are very great against this boss with the heal reduction, but I feel like it's not super reliable if you keep getting killed, right? I will go over the gear and everything afterwards in the end. And then, yeah, I think that's it. We'll go from there. Let's do. All right, so essentially I had my team like this where I failed multiple times, and I'm going to try out Uko in the lead instead with the increased speed. And I did re-gear my champion here in Venomage. The other issue is having low awakening or no awakening levels means that you're going to take more damage from this boss. So having higher awakening levels is going to make this boss 10 times easier. Of course, having Brimstone is going to sort of cheese the boss as well. Again, 5-star awakening, always land the Brimstone, almost always procs if you land it. 5-star Brimstone is a 100% chance to land the Brimstone. And yeah, basically if you have 5-star awakening Brimstone, the run will be super, super quick. As long as you have supportive stats on your team. Now, can you do it without Brimstone? Yes, the run takes way longer. You could do it with like a Cold Heart with high HP and things like that. But again, it takes way longer. So let's do this. Let's see if we can run into this and win. A1. So we're just focusing on this. Don't worry about the moon. Focus on this ability right here and this ability right here. Lunar Storm, Rampant Chaos. On his alternate form, you want to focus on his A3 and his A2 as well, because you're trying to get the boss to do what you want, right? We're going to A1. A1. Now the boss, because I have so many buffs, might end up going with Lunar Storm potentially. Doesn't really matter because he's already at full health, so it doesn't really make a difference. So he actually went with the A3, so that's interesting. That's real interesting. So we went with the A3 and ended up putting us to sleep here with a stun. So we're going to cleanse that off. Going to A1. A1. Now the issue is we need to remove this right here. We can heal Reduct right now. We need to remove the increased attack so he doesn't go into his alternate form and crush us with the increased attack. So he does the A2. And he does tons of damage even on the base form with the increased attack. Let's take that off. Okay. He has 3-turn decreased attack. We need to heal up as much as we can, so that way when he's in his alternate form, we should hopefully survive his damage. And now, what I'll want to do is, I don't want to place the cleanse right now, the strengthen, because I want the strengthen for when he's in his alternate form. I want to save that strengthen. We're going to A1. A1. We're going to go ahead and put the cleanse. The reason why is because in the alternate form, it'll make sure that he leads off with the A3, then does the A2, and doesn't go straight into the A1. Because if you don't have buffs to strip, he'll just go in and nuke one of your champions right away. So that's an issue. Okay, so now that he transforms, he's going to go into here because he's going to take off our buffs and transfer them. And he's going to hit us with the A2. So the block debuff buff just turns into a block buffs debuff. Okay, now what we can do now is cleanse it for 2 turns, right? Because he can't do this anymore and replace our increased speed to decreased speed. The other thing we need to do is place a decrease attack and place a strengthen, because he's going to start nuking with the abyssal constructs. I don't know if it happens to anybody else, but for me, because certain champions have under 60,000 HP, he'll nuke down a 60k HP champion that has a low awakening with just the A1, and while having an increase attack, and while having a strengthen if you have less than 75% or less than 60% HP. So keep that in mind, because this guy freaking hits hard without awakenings. So watch what happens. So he's going to probably target my lowest. He always targets the lowest HP champion typically. So he's probably going to go after my Elva, because my champion in Venomage is covered and protected with the veil from Elva. So we already have the decreased attack. So he actually went after my Mithrala, surprise, surprise, which is fine. I'm okay with that, because we do have the strengthen, but you saw he took out more than half of her HP. Decrease attack is still out. He's going to transform into his alternate form, and the ability that you want to watch out for is the ability that places the stuns, which is the A3. So basically you want to make sure you have block debuff buff available. So let's A1. I don't have it available, but I should have it available. Oh, I don't have it available. So that really stinks, which means everybody's going to get slept and the turn order can get thrown off. Luckily, I didn't get slept here, but I don't have the cleanse. So my entire turn order got thrown off, which means he heals to full. So that's what sucks. That super, super sucks, man. If you don't have the cleanses available, you're screwed. I just didn't do the right abilities before he went into the alternate and then switched back. I clearly did too many cleanses right away. And I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have cleansed with Pythion. I didn't need to. I should have saved it. So now he's going to hit with this ability with an increased attack. But I don't want to throw off my turn order now. I'm just going to keep A1ing. If I die, and I'll just revive. And we're going to go ahead and heal reduct. Basically, we're starting all over here. We can go ahead. I can do this ability. It's on a 3 turn. And I should have it free from Elva. So let's just do it now to heal up a little bit and try to heal as much as possible before his alternate form takes place. We do want to take off that increased attack so that he didn't kill us there. And now he has Brimstone, Poisons, just A1. And this will make sure that he goes into his A3 and then his A2 when he's in his next form as well. So he doesn't have decreased attack, so we want to land that. I have too many debuffs. I'm screwed. The one time that I have way too many debuffs. That's phenomenal. So usually we don't have that many debuffs. So he's going to kill us. Yeah, he goes right into the A1. And this is where he starts popping off and going insane. A1, 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 A3, A1, 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 A3, A1. So yeah, now he's just back up. It's over. So we need to restart instantly. So basically you got to make sure you're playing your cards right the entire time. You can make a comeback from that, and I could have tried, but it's going to go 30 plus minutes. So the goal for me is to try to beat this boss. I haven't beat him yet, and I can beat him with the champs I have and the awakenings I have. It's just going to take a lot more tries because I don't have higher awakening levels, or I haven't re-geared my champions in better gear. I've only re-geared my Venomage, and then I changed their masteries. So yeah, there's that. Let's go off with the A1s. There's the Brimstone already. We're just going to keep A1ing. So he does this ability. Okay, he slept us instead. We have 2 turns. However, I think we have the mastery that extends the buffs. So I don't know if I want to do that yet. He'll turn my increased speed into a decreased speed. So, but I do need to cleanse because I need it. I need that decreased attack out on the board. So we're just going to do it. Preferably, you'd want to get that block debuff buff out there beforehand. So there's that. A1. 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 So we can just keep A1ing now. He has the heal reduction. Now we have one more turn here before he goes into his second phase. So I think that he'll do the A3 then the A2 because we have enough buffs on everybody that, like, my Python's going to go, she's going to go, she's going to go. Maybe she goes. I don't think Uko goes. Uko did steal the increased attack from him, which was kind of cool, but let's see what happens. Let's just do this. Place the decreased attack for his alternate form. Do this. Do this. Yeah, so he'll go into the A3, or he should. Oh, okay. He actually didn't go to the alternate form yet. Let's wait then. If I do that increased defense, it'll actually kill us because he'll replace it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this to force him to do his A3, then his A2. A3, A2. Okay? And now we need to cleanse. Cleanse that off. Decrease attack. Strengthen so we don't get nuked. Okay? Now we're just A1ing. He's going to nuke. Ooh! See what I mean? Strengthen. Decrease attack. Still nukes if you have under 60k HP. I have 58,000 HP on my Elva. You want to aim for like 90,000 HP if you can get it to be super safe. 80,000 is safe. 90,000 is because you don't want your champions to take that one hit and get absolutely pummeled into the earth like that, because that's what happens to my teams. And every single champion of mine that I have just has lower HP, and I need to re-gear them to have higher HP and higher speeds. Elva doesn't need accuracy, so for her, it can work easily. I just need higher HP. Let's go with the decreased attack extension. He's going to actually transform in his other form. And so I need to make sure that I place this right here right now so he doesn't sleep us in his alternate form. So we're going to see what happens. So he tried to sleep us. He didn't do it. Decrease his attack again. Place the brimstone. Heal reduct. Heal up a little bit. So he's just picking on our Elva here. Keeps killing her. Okay. And now we want to remove that increased attack because he's doing way too much damage. A1. Let's try to blow up those poisons. Let's heal up. Come on, Elva. There you go. Heal to full. Thank you. Okay, Brimstone again. That's actually a good proc. He's going to transform into his alternate form. So we do need to place the block buffs debuff, or block buffs. Yeah, so what do we need to do? This one, we don't need to decrease his attack yet. So he should go into the A3 and A2. Perfect. Because I had enough buffs there. And then he's going to proc 2 Brimstones. And now I can heal a little bit for everybody. Or just do this with the heal. I can try to speed up. Yeah, let's speed up. And then make ourselves go as fast as humanly possible. I can strengthen as well so I don't die. And A1. Heal up. Heal up. Okay, we didn't die. A1. A1. He's going to try to sleep us in his next form. We're going to keep A1ing. We're going to place this cleanse right here. So when he goes back to his alternate or base form, he doesn't sleep us. We want to remove his increased attack. A1. Try to place Brimstone. Heal reduction. Keep A1ing. A1. Okay. So we're going to get a counterattack to decrease his attack. Looking for Brimstones. Come on, give us the Brimstone. Let's get it, please. No brimstone still. We want to decrease his attack. He's going to transform into his alternate form. And with his alternate form, we just want to make sure we have enough buffs. Which we should. He didn't. No! Okay, we still might be able to. We didn't have enough buffs. We need to place buffs now with strengthen. So he does his A3, then his A2. Okay, let's heal. Little concerned right now. There's the brimstone. Okay, so he actually transformed into his other one. We can actually increase defense right now and then place the block debuff buff. Yeah, I think we can do that now. He has 2 more turns, so let's do this now. Increase defense for 2 turns, so we should be good. We're not going to do heal reduction yet. We need to cleanse. Or rather, cleanse with Elva. We'll save the cleanse with Pythion. Cleanse with Elva and increase our speed. Okay, he doesn't sleep us. Okay, we need to land Brimstone and it's not landing. Heal Reduct. A1. Let's get a revive going. A1. Okay, so 1 more turn. So now he's going to transform back into his alternate, so we need to make sure we land a decrease attack. Okay. I could do increase speed, but then it could throw off our speed tune when he does the alternate. I need to continuously do this one here. And then we're going to land this and heal. And just A1. A1. Save our strengthen. So now he goes to A3, A2. We could get killed here, though, with the A2. No, we didn't. Okay, good. That's good. So A1. We can cleanse now. Increase speed. We need to buff up. He does have decreased attack. Let's try to extend. There we go. My Uko's going to die. Oh, phew. Thank God. Elva put the freaking veil. What a beast. Elva's insane. We could do A1 still. Not landing the brimstones recently. I don't know why. It's fine. It's fine. There's the brimstone. Okay. And now we need to go with this. So he's going to go back to his base form. Okay. Now he's going to try to sleep us, and he doesn't, or stun us rather. He doesn't stun us. And we need to increase our defense. Well, rather, we don't need to. We can place poisons and then heal reduct and then remove that increase attack. A1. A1. And then the brimstone hopefully will kill him. Oh my God. It didn't kill him. Hopefully the poisons will kill him next. So I have 1 turn to kill him. Yes! Let's go, baby! Let's go! It's the brimstones. It's the brimstones, man. It's the brimstone cheese. Yeah, so 2 stars, no stars, 1 star, 2 stars, 5 stars on Venom Age. So Venom Age was taking very little damage, as you could see. But hey, we get 1 pull with the Remnants for Cursed Remnants, which is awesome. What do we get here? Defense, Merciless. This is crap. I would have to re-roll this. Crit rate, speed, Merciless. Okay, a little bit better. Defense, speed, attack, flat, crap. I got to re-roll. Supersonic with res and crit rate, no speed. That would have to be re-rolled. Merciless with crit rate, flat stat. Look at this. So far, not one single decent piece. This one is supersonic. You want speed on it. It's okay, not great. A Skinwalker is Merciless. Yep. Attack with HP and attack. A decent piece, not great. Speed, accuracy. This is supersonic. That's actually good if we can get speed and defense. And then this one, another supersonic. Defense with resistance and HP. Decent, not crazy. Would have loved to have accuracy on that. But there you go, guys. That is Amius. Super, super, super annoying champion to fight, or boss to fight. Man, I've faced him so many times. And a lot of times it was me having her in the lead because I didn't have enough accuracy on my Venomage, and I just wasn't landing the poisons, the decreased attack with her, or I wasn't exploding the poisons. Now, you could also do this with a Dark Kale, like I said earlier. Dark Kale can also place poisons and explode the poisons. He's a decent champion, but he is a lower awakening, so he's going to take more damage. So he'll end up dying a lot. So he has 14,000 base HP, 1,000 defense, whereas Venomage, because of her awakening, plus she has a lot more HP, so you can have her survive more. The only difference with her and Dark Kale is actually the fact that he's less capable of surviving, basically, as compared to her. So it's more preferred to have her. And I'll go over the stats as well. But yeah, so destroy the target's max HP as well, which is nice, but it's not really going to do much because you need a ton of damage on her, and that's not going to happen. Enemies under heal reduction also inflict less damage, which is nice. So yeah, this one in the lead with Venomage is way better than a Dark Kale. Now, you could also do this with this guy right here. And basically, you could just switch out a lot of different champs here if you just put on Brimstone. Honestly, if you just put Brimstone on everybody, it would be pretty easy to cheese with just support champions. Yeah, you just Brimstone it and just do the abilities at the right time and then heal reduct. Like, if you can heal reduct and do all the abilities at the right time, it's going to be pretty easy for you. But Brimstone is how I depended on winning. So yeah, that's the fight. Not bad. Very annoying boss. And in terms of the champions recently used, so my Mithrala is in All Perception, and she has 57,000 HP. So a lot of my champions are under 60k, so that's why it's harder for me to keep them alive. This is a arena build, 625 accuracy, 160 on the resistance. So she has over 700 resistance, which means she's going to resist the boss. And she just can't resist the sleep. So you have to place the block debuff buff so that your champions don't get slept. And that's what was throwing me off a lot, is I wasn't placing the block debuff buff at the right time, not timing it right. And a lot of it has to do with speed as well. You don't have to have like 230 or 240 speed. You just need to have as fast of speed as possible so you have the abilities when you need them. You can go as fast as you want. You just need the abilities at the right time. Highly recommend Brimstone, though. That's going to be what kills the boss way faster for you. With the masteries, do not pick Cycle of Magic at all. Do not pick Cycle of Violence. I would not go with Turn Meters. You can go with like Rapid Response and stuff if you wanted to. Turn Meters I wouldn't do just because you could throw off your own speed tune. Say if you die and you want to keep going to try to see if you can come back and win. Your Turn Meters with like Oppressor and stuff like that, it could throw off the turn meter for your entire team. So be careful with that. In terms of the next champion used, also she did have full books as well. Uko has full books. Masteries for Uko, I went down support and defense tree. I had to redo his masteries, unfortunately, because I had him in Cycle of Magic. And every time you proc Cycle of Magic at the start of your turn, the boss goes into his heavy hitting ability right away and nukes down one of your allies, and then he starts literally going crazy. So don't do Cycle of Magic at all. You can go with accuracy, the Eagle Eye if you need it, or resistance, but I don't think resistance is really necessary. I would personally go with Eagle Eye if you need more accuracy, and I am going to go with accuracy just because I do it for arena, and resistance for each buff placed is fine, but personally I would go with Evil Eye if you're going to go into arena. with him. And he's in a stun set, so nothing crazy. Arena build, 60k HP, 3000 defense, 268 speed, 517 accuracy. Then we've got Elva. She is an untouchable, which is immunity. And this is also an arena build. So a lot of my champs are built for arena here. And that's why it was difficult for me to, I didn't really want to re-gear them. So 58,000 HP, 271 speed, 417 resistance, which is not that great, but it is what it is. For the masteries, I had to redo her masteries because I had to get Cycle of Magic out of there, or else we were just going to keep getting one tapped by the boss. I would recommend going with Retribution and Deterrence as needed. It would actually help you with the boss to keep placing those buffs, and then you might not need to place the block debuff buff before he does the alternate form A3, because you want to make sure you have buffs, enough buffs across your team, at least like 4 buffs, I would say. I noticed that you have to have at least 3 or 4 buffs for him to go into the A3 in the alternate form. So you want to force him to do what you want, right? So yeah, so you don't really need any masteries, to be honest. It's just nice to have the increase of the heals, HP, and take less damage from AoE as well, which is nice. She is fully booked. I have her in Life Harvest, which is also a arena skill. And yeah, so that's her. And then what is his name? Pythion. So Pythion, I was going to say Nishak for a second. Stone Skin 1 turn, also an arena build. Nothing crazy. 73k HP, 3700 defense, 242 speed, 445 on the resistance. He is also fully booked. There's no blessing on him. But if you want to use him against the boss and you want to make the run even faster, go with Brimstone. But only go with Brimstone on him if you're going to do accuracy on him, if it's under a 5-star blessing. So yeah, resistance masteries. I didn't change his masteries. I didn't have to. Well, actually, no, I did change his masteries. So I changed his masteries just to be unshakable. Counterattacks are huge with him because more counterattacks means more healing for your allies. And then I just went down with additional heals, basically, with Merciful Aid and Lasting Gifts when he places the block debuff buff. And then lastly, Venom Age. She has pretty much no masteries. You really don't need masteries on her unless you're trying to get accuracy, and then take a little bit less damage and increase defense for her as well, and receiving more shields and healing. And then for skills, she's fully booked. I put Survival Instinct on her to increase her turn meter, and that's partially fills her turn meter whenever a debuff is placed, spread, or transferred onto them. So anytime the boss is placing a debuff on her, she ends up increasing her turn meter, which is really, really nice. So it does have a restriction, turn meter fill restriction, because it's only, well, actually, no. Yeah, it does have a restriction. So this one says no turn restriction, whereas I do currently have a turn restriction. I think it's every turn. You have to take a turn before it works again, whereas in the 6-star blessing, this will end up working every single time, anytime you get a debuff on you without fail. So getting her to 6-star would actually be even more impactful, taking less damage and things like that. Yeah, so that's the team. Let me know what your thoughts and comments are down below. I'm pretty sure this team has been utilized by other people already. But yeah, that's how I was able to beat them. Free to play. I was able to beat Amius, and now it's a matter of going through the city. I actually took a day off, and I didn't do any of my keys for the city, which I should have, but I didn't. I decided to just focus on Amius the whole time because I was trying to figure out different teams that I could utilize, but I had to re-gear everybody, which is a pain in my butt. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you all. Hopefully you can beat Amius soon. Good luck. Take care.